Hi, this is Jez coming at you from the beautiful Hurley Classic. I'm actually joined right now with Tim Lodge, who's a very important person when it comes to changes within the ICF. Tim, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Hi, nice to see you, Jez. Hi.
And look, not many people know that much about the ICF Athlete Committee, but just give us a bit of a background as to what's it all about.
Yeah, so we're a committee of 8 athletes that are that comprise of all different disciplines. Half split between the Olympic disciplines, so sprint and slalom, and then we've got other committee members from areas of the sport like freestyle with Claire O'Hara, marathon, ocean racing. So yeah, we try to give a view across all of the different canoeing disciplines and to support the athletes' welfare. We also try to allow the athletes to understand the political landscape of the ICF. It's a very large organisation, a very complex organisation. Obviously, a sport with so many different disciplines all over the world is quite difficult to manage. But we've been in the committee will run every 4 years, so we've been in place in term now for, this is just the start of our second year. We've made good progress. We've supported some good changes within the ICF, and we feel that we're starting to get to a point where we're consulted rather than sort of informed, and that's really where we want to get to. Is in the past decisions have been made, and then we're sort of brought in at the last minute, and now each of our committee members is an integral part of each of the committees of each of the sports. And what that does is gives us the ability to be able to clearly understand when changes are coming, and then also to be consulted and have input on those changes. So,
and as you say, it's a big change to be part of the consultation process rather than just being informed, being the voice of the athletes. It's really important. Obviously, there's so many athletes out there, and you guys are the true voice of all of these athletes from a range of different disciplines. It's a lot of pressure, I guess, that you guys have got on your shoulder.
Yeah, communication's really the biggest issue that we have, because it's very, very difficult to communicate and to get the athletes' views. Social media and social interaction now is very fast and furious, and to get people's attention is quite difficult. So we're working with the ICF on that, and we're going to start to do some more regular releases on the type of work that we're doing, which is good. But that's our main challenge. I think the other challenge is the welfare of the athletes themselves in their training and competition environments is key to us as well, because the recreational side of the sport is important, but the performance side of the sport is also of equal importance to us. And there's still a lot of work to do with the federations and the national governing bodies to ensure that athlete welfare is at the top of the list, really, and the athlete voice and their training environment, competition environment is really, really important. And again, the diversity of the people that we've got within the committee are really passionate about that, and we do all that we can do to support any of our athletes. So it's exciting. I'm privileged to be in a position. I enjoy it. I'm incredibly passionate about the sport. It's given me a lot, and it's good. We're enjoying it. So
I can actually say we appreciate what you guys are doing, because I've actually I'm part of the ICF Freestyle Committee, and we've seen the changes that you guys have made, and we're very appreciative as to what's gone on behind the scenes. And a lot of people don't actually see what's happening out there, but from our perspective, we appreciate what you're doing, and we really want to make sure you guys keep at it, because there's been a big change in the last couple of years. So I just want to say keep at it. We appreciate it for sure.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for joining us here.
Yeah, this is great, by the way. First time I've seen it live, so I enjoy it. It's good, and it's funny. There's a marathon event going in on the river behind the weir, and it's myself and Ivan Lauder, the president of British Canoeing, was saying we're having much more fun watching the freestyle than watching the K1s and K2s go past, considering that's the boats that we race. But no, it's great to see, and it's a fantastic event here, and it's always good for me to see, because you're in quite a bubble. I mean, I'm a para-canoeist, and you sprint canoeing tends to be in its own bubble. This is a whole new world that I didn't even know existed, and it's great to see that canoeing has this level of support and activity, and yeah, it's good. Well done. No, it's great. Nice to meet you, Jim.
Yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, Jim. Keep at it. Appreciate it, mate.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
This is Jez signing out from the Hurley Classic. This is Jez coming at you from the amazing Hurley Classic. I'm joined with none other than the world champion, Quim Masó. Hey, Quim, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks to you. It's a pleasure to be here, like every year, and some sunshine this year in the Classic, so that's good for a change.
It is, and what a beautiful location. You've done this a few times. Tell us a little bit about your experience here in the Hurley Classic. It's a little bit different and a different format to what we normally have in freestyle.
Yeah, it's a totally different format from any other big competitions that we've got. I think the beauty of the Hurley Classic is that you get to paddle with many local people, many kids, all the different categories, just like get together in the water, and you just get to throw down with them in a very friendly jump format. So it's a really nice atmosphere here, and I think that everyone is stoked to be in the water and just have fun.
Now, I just want to briefly ask, obviously there's a big competition coming up from your home country, coming up very soon, the World Championships. Just give us an understanding of what your training is leading up to that, and how things are going to play out. Are you looking to try and get on that podium again? What's your plans?
Yeah, of course, this is the plan. Unfortunately, like pro freestyle paddlers have a hard time to find the time to train. We need to work at the same time, and it's not a professional, or it's difficult to become a true professional, earn your living out of it, and be able to be out there all the time. But definitely, I'm motivated. I'm trying to be out there as often as possible. And of course, I'm the local boy this time, so I need to try and go for it. I think I'll move there probably a couple months before the competition start to get some good training on that feature, and hopefully it goes well. So we'll see.
And can I also ask, how special is it going to be for you to be able to represent Spain and being part of that competition there in your home country, your whole crowd, your local crowd around you? How special is that going to be?
It is very special, because I remember that my first time spectating like an international event was in Sword in 2004, and it's kind of like closing the circle a little bit. There I got kind of the inspiration to get into this sport, and now I'm just being part of the scene, and it feels like a great place to kind of closing I'm not saying I will retire, yes, but like closing a circle, yeah. So exactly.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you, Quim, for spending some time with us. We're really looking forward to seeing how things play out this year. Good luck, obviously, here, but also in this year's competition at Spain for sure.
Thank you very much, Jess.
All right, this is Jez coming at you from the Hurley Classic. Hi, this is Jez coming at you from the Hurley Classic. I'm joined straight off the water, Gav, who's just taken out the title. Gav, how does it feel to come out here and take out the title? I believe this is the first time.
It is, yeah. It feels really good. I've wanted to win this for quite a few years. I've probably been entering the Hurley Classic for more than 15 years now. I've had a few seconds, a few thirds, a fourth. I've really wanted to win it, so well happy to take it out, yeah.
And also growing up, obviously this sport, this Hurley Classic's been going on for a long time. Sitting as a kid and watching this competition, now to come here and finally take it out. I mean, what a result that is.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I started paddling here a bit later in my kayaking. When I was 19, I started coming here, but since then I've been coming whenever I can, and yeah, it's really good to come here to see the Classic going as well as it is, being as big as it is, and to take the win, yeah.
Finally, I've got to ask, what's next for you? How's this year play out for Gavin Barker?
Well, the end of next month, we've got British team selection, so I'm going to be working towards that, starting tomorrow, and then hopefully get selected and go towards sort for the World Championships.
And there we have it. There's Gavin Barker. Hi, thanks for checking in. We're joined here with Shep, who's actually one of the judges, but not just here, but you're also a judge on the World Series. But this is a little bit different to normal freestyle. Just give our viewers here a bit of an understanding of how things work here with the Hurley Classic.
So today, with purely the freestyle side of it, people enter in different categories based on your experience level. So if you're a novice and an intermediate, we have one scoring system. And if you're entering the elite category, we run off the international scoring system. That's the ICF scoring system that you see and that we use at World and European Championships. The novice and the intermediate, we give you a breakdown of points. So it's the same moves as the normal one, but if you do the initiation of the move, so you start the move but maybe don't complete it, you get 30% of the points for that move. If you then do what we call the execution of the move, so you do the basic fundamentals but maybe you like flush and don't quite finish it to perfection, you score 60% of the points for that move. And then we have what they call the completion version, which is the standard. You complete the move perfectly, you retain the feature, you get 100% of the points for that move. So it just means that these guys that are starting out and trying, they can try loads of tricks, and if they don't quite get them perfectly, they're going to be scoring some points. So everyone goes home with points. We call it a coaching scoring system because at the end of the competition, their score sheet, which tells them exactly what moves they scored, gets emailed to them, and they can view that and look at what they scored and what they didn't, and it just helps to coach them and then get them better for the future.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of all-inclusive kind of aspect, isn't it? And the jam format is slightly different as well. Explain to people out there who may not have heard of what is the jam format.
So normally we go in, we get 45 seconds, and when your time's out you go and you get 2 or 3 rides to show your best, and that's it. Here though, like, it works, but it doesn't work that well. We want people to go for their biggest tricks, and sometimes that means they flush off the back, and we don't want that to be game over. So we run like 10 paddlers. Each paddler gets 2.5 minutes per paddler, so that's 10 paddlers for 25 minutes, and then they just keep going and going and going. As soon as one person falls off the back of the wave, we don't wait for them to come back round and have that like dead space and dead time. The next guy just goes on. It means that you're getting like 5, 6, 7 goes on the wave in your time rather than just your standard 2 or 3, and you get much more opportunity to show like the best that you can do. And it means if you want to try your big tricks, you can try them without the fear of knowing that that's going to ruin a ride. It also means that because you're just building variety, people are going for their like standard tricks early on, and at the end of the heat, people are just going all out big to get their biggest tricks to just tick those boxes, and it just works really well in this format. For the final, it's harder to judge like who's the best this way, so for the finals we go straight back to the standard format.
It's always good to see the change and the progression within the sport. Obviously, freestyle is always, it's a very dynamic sport, always changing, always moving. To see you guys obviously embracing something a little bit different here, and you guys have been doing it here for quite a while. I mean, it's got a long history here at the Hurley Classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going, like 30 years this year. I came to my first one 22, 23 years ago. Every time I've been here, we've seen like things that are new, you know. I think I saw the first cartwheel of more than about 3 ends was like in probably 98, 99. Simon Westgarth was doing like 10, 11 ends. Cheesy did this like cross gate blunt thing in an inner zone a long time ago, and people just, I've seen a lot of firsts here. First time I saw a lot of moves were here. Some international paddlers have come over and shown people. A guy called Tobias Birch from Germany came over in a really tiny kayak that turned out to be the Dagger G-Force. It was a prototype, and he did tricky woos, and I'd never seen a tricky woo before. So we see a lot of firsts in terms of like progressing the style of paddling, and now we just need the competition format to show that same adaptability. So with the with the flat water freestyle, with the motocross, with all these elements coming in now, which we never used to see at the Hurley Rodeo back then, as it was called, we're now seeing the competition broadening and becoming a bit more interesting.
Well, Shep, thanks for joining us. Appreciate us coming down and being part of your event, and what a great place to be. The Hurley Classics, it's absolutely amazing. We'll see you soon. Thanks for checking in. This is Jess coming at you from the Hurley Classic. We have just had the action coming at you, and in the women's class, I'm joined right now, right off the water, Ottilie. Hey, how much action and fun was that? How did you go today?
That was really fun. I think for me, prelims was really good, and then I was quite nervous going into finals, but I'm happy to have pulled it together eventually.
You actually did. So she pulled it together and she took out the title. Obviously, Hurley Classic, this is a 30-year competition that's been going on, a lot of tradition. How does it feel to take out the title now? Obviously, it's such a huge honour for this very long tradition of a competition for you.
It feels incredible, and so I won last year as well, so I'm going to keep that streak going for as long as possible, I hope.
And what's on the plans? Obviously, there's a lot coming up this year. We're talking about possibly Spain, yeah? How's things playing out for possibly backing things up, obviously?
So I hopefully / definitely going to go to Spain for the Worlds this summer, and so I'm going to be training super hard and hopefully retain my title.
That's right, that's reigning junior world champion Ottilie Robinson-Shaw coming at you live right here from Hurley Classic.